Hello everyone, and welcome back to my sophomore playthrough of Silent Hill F. So we're going for another ending this time around, and we literally just arrived within the haunted corridors of Ebisugaoka Middle School. And we have a lot of Scarecrow students, and I'm sure a few of them are going to spring to life, and I'm a little bit worried about that. But we literally just acquired the annex key for the main hall, so... Oh, I guess we didn't. Okay, we have to go find the annex key for the main hall. I guess that means that I have to do the locker puzzles and everything. Luckily, I know all the combinations, so we shouldn't have to really do all that much legwork to be able to do this, which is fortunate for us. I just gotta remember where the hell the locker rooms are, and hopefully these assholes don't spring to life. One of you is definitely alive. I don't know which one, but one of you is definitely coming to life, probably when I trigger one of these lockers. So this is Ayumi, and Ayumi's locker code changes on, Lost in the Fog mode to 399. Her diary entry says something about poaching, frying, and something else, and the answer is egg. And apparently a 9 looks like a G, and I guess it does kind of look like a lowercase g, so... Okay, I just heard an enemy spring to life, so... Now that we have the key, we have to make our way back to the main hall, and I want to do it without going past these scarecrows, so if we can run upstairs and take a shortcut, that would be great. I wish to preserve the durability for my lead pipe. I swear to God, that piano is new. Maybe that's not new, because I remember the slam. I didn't remember the piano. I remembered the slam, though, for sure. Okay, it won't open without a key, so apparently we need another key. Does that mean that I have not been to the second floor at all? Okay. I must have just done the first floor and then misremembered, so I guess that's why we don't have the annex key yet. I guess that makes sense. Oh, that's right, I have to do the puzzle box again. I fucking hate this puzzle box, I'm not gonna lie. Not my favorite puzzle in the game, it's kind of stupid and nonsensical. Okay, so for this one, you need all the fruit, I think. That is sushi, that is carrot, tomato. Even though tomato is a fruit, which doesn't make any fucking sense, so this puzzle is retarded. Sorry, I shouldn't say retarded, this puzzle is very, let's say silly. It's a very silly puzzle. Gotta be politically correct. I'm trying to be better with that. And not be an insensitive dick. Be a sensitive dick, that's a lot better. Oh, that's right, I need the, I think it's up here. Yes. Okay. So now that that one's done, we need all the books and all the diary entries. So I believe those two, I believe that 3. None of those, yes, that. Not the fan, not the die, not the fireworks or shooting stars, not the origami, not the clover, not the pie, not that, which I think is a medical record. Perfect. Okay, now the final one we need is a cherry blossom tree, and we need the cherry blossom itself, which I believe is that one. I could be wrong, but I think it's that one. And that's the cherry blossom tree, I believe. And then there should be one thing on this side, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's that one that I need. It's not this one at all. So, close this one. Okay, that wasn't right. So there's more to it than that. It's not the bonsai tree. Not that either. See, this part of the puzzle always fucks me up. It's the first 2 that I can get. It's this last one that I really don't like. Okay, that's not it either. There we go. Phenomenal. Dear Shu, I like you, I love you, I always have and I always will. I'll be waiting to hear what you think about me. Okay, so maybe this is a puzzle box. Maybe these are me sifting through my emotions. Whoa, what is that, a dead bird? Yeah, it looks like a dead bird. But if it was my puzzle box, then why is it on Rinko's desk? That's really weird. Still trying to analyze and figure that out. If it's an allegory or representative of Hinako trying to sift through her emotional difficulties and her feelings regarding Shu, I don't understand. Because it's stated that Hinako is very much a tomboy and she wishes that she was born a boy. So Hinako trans allegory for the win. Oh, this dialogue is different. At least I think it's different. Well, now the halls are all red and blossomy, so you know what that means. We're gonna have a whole bunch of scarecrow friends. Not really looking forward to it. Yeah, did we get a key from that? I believe we did, didn't we? We did. Because this was not openable before. And it prompted us that we just used a key right there. Bandage? Cool. I'll take all the charity you can give me. I'm playing on hard mode. I fucking need it. There we go. There's the old annex key. Now there's a ton of scarecrows. Fuck you, bitch. Oh yeah, so this rabbit charm, by the way, the one that I got last stream window, is based as fuck. It's so good. Like, it's stupid good for, like, no reason. So, basically what the rabbit charm does is it automatically performs a counter whenever an enemy enters a counterable move. But the problem with it is it uses a shit ton of your, sanity. Right, so I have to remember to not take the red pills, because the red pills are gonna fucking thwart my ending if I'm not careful. So don't pick up any red pills. We're also going to be seeking to purify the sacred sword, if I remember correctly. I have a command that says ending. Well, that's gonna be my ending right there at the blade of a scarecrow. So go like that. Hey, that's indecent. You're in a Japanese middle school. Put your shit together, scarecrow. But let's drop a bandage. That's probably a bandage heal right there. Yeah, we have a lead pipe replacement. We should probably think about replacing our pipe, because our pipe is pretty warped. Key to the back mountains. Key that opens the chain gate. Yeah, that's right. We have to do the mountain segment. I'm not looking forward to the mountain segment. I really don't so much mind the running part. I kind of hate the lead up to the running part, because the enemies there on hard mode kind of don't mess about all that much. There's a lot of the blossom-covered knife-wielding weird thing. Mannequin dolls. I think they're called Kamamatsu or something like that. I don't remember. But apparently they are supposed to be like a twisted representation of beauty standards, and I guess that kind of makes sense. Like how they're all spliced. It's supposed to be about like women kind of tackling their imperfections through medical surgery and process and stuff like that to try and look as visually appealing as possible, cosmetically, which is kind of cool given the theme of this game. Okay, so as with the first playthrough, we are going to be watching all the cutscenes and looking for stylistic difference. We are going to be looking for details that were not present to us before, dialogue changes, like little motifs and stuff that we didn't notice before because we just couldn't perceive them. Much like Rinko not pushing us down the stairs and us actually getting lost in space and tripping. It's also apparent that we have the brooch on from the Foxman, which is very interesting. So it seems like with every subsequent playthrough, when you go for a different ending, there's like different editorial changes that are made to the cutscenes that give you a different impression that is unique to that ending or unique to that playthrough. So it's almost like the story develops itself depending on what ending you go for, which is really cool. I think that's really neat. So if you take into account an amalgam of all the different playthroughs and all the different endings mixed together, that's the entirety of the narrative. So this is a game that you can't get the full story from just from playing one time. And I think that's developmentally really cool, and I think it makes a lot of sense for a Silent Hill game, and like a lot of people might find it superfluous, and they're like, well, why should I have to run through the game 6 times? I should be able to just play through it once and get the entirety of the narrative. It's like, yeah, but like apparently there's different final bosses, apparently there's different cutscene changes, like there's information that you didn't know before. You begin to develop a lot more backgrounds for the characters, and you gain a deeper understanding, which I think is neat. Might not be the best way to tackle a brand new game narrative, but I think it's neat. Oh, we have the fox mask already. Do we also have the fox arm already? We do. That's interesting. That's definitely different. So the last time we met up with the Kitsune Man was when we did the magma ritual. After we fought Sakuko. So it seems like the purification invoked or evoked some sort of change itself, so that's got to be representative of something. Now, allegorically, obviously the fox motif is supposed to channel, like, the spirit of the kami of the fox from, like, the culture and the heritage and, like, the divine faith of the people of Ebisugaoka. And apparently their religious prospects are that of a mixture of different faiths, like with the divine tree and the, I forgot what it's called, Simakumogami or something like that? I don't know, Japanese words are hard. I can read them pretty fluently, typically, but remembering them is a different story. There's a few Japanese words that I'm very aware of, and there's like a couple like pseudo weird adjective type things that change the nature of certain things. So there are some like words that I'll recognize and like I can pick up in a little bit of Japanese fluency, but like not to any great extent. I do want to go to college to start undertaking courses for Japanese though, because I really want to learn the Japanese language. And I think it would be like a very critical life skill to have, to just be bilingual in one of the hardest languages to learn, which I think would be neat. Also, hopefully the audio's okay. I went to rebalancing it a little bit, so it should sound a little bit more audible, and it should be a little bit clearer. So it should have a bit more fidelity now, so hopefully it's a little bit better. So if I'm not mistaken... Oh, when starting the game from a completed file, using an offering that recovers sanity will also fill up the Kudzu seal. When starting the game from a file, Soul Siphon will be able to affect multiple inanimate enemies in a small area. That's interesting. Probably because there's going to be a larger abundance of enemies that you have to fight at once, I'm assuming, so they kind of work that mechanic in to compensate for quality, which is nice. New Game Plus has definitely been a little bit more demanding than, just the base initial playthrough was. And we're still working our way up to being able to play on Lost in the Fog action difficulty, which is obviously going to make substantial changes even to that of hard mode, I think, which is what I've been playing on. And this is going to be the first actual time that you guys are going to witness the game on hard mode, but it's not going to be anything like the initial first experience with hard mode because I have the fox arm this early. So, like, the struggle is not going to be anywhere near as dire. It's probably still going to get a little bit dicey in certain parts, but it's going to be nowhere near as bad as it was before, that's for sure. So, unfortunately, you guys did miss a lot of the struggle with me replaying a brand new file on hard to catch up to my initial original playthrough. Or playthroughs, plural. Beep. Yeah, you get the bitch claws. Getting the bitch backhand. Getting the Kitsune claws. Eat floor, bitch. First aid kit, nice. So this door has been bewildering me ever since I first got here and I couldn't open it. A perspective on Hiragami. The other day, my honorable father-in-law told me that fate had smiled upon me, that my blood had been blessed by the stars. If I attempt to interpret his words, I can only understand them to mean that he believes that an intervention of good fortune or coincidence allowed me to be so connected with this house. However, I do not believe he meant to humble me with his words. Oh shit, I didn't read the rest of that. Omamori swallow, shit, I should have seen what that did. I have such a bad habit of clicking through things, because I'm so used to just, like, picking shit up and then being like, yeah, it's another item. Unfinished letter, my future friend. Spring unfurls around me in vivid color as I write you this letter. Upon your arrival, you may bear anxiety about your new life. The slightest remembrance of your old home may call tears to your eyes, like it once did to mine. The scent of ripe plums joins with warblers' birdsong and bittersweet union. Memories that call me home to a mountain village spring. Everywhere I turn, I am met with splendor, the sound of chirping warblers, the smell of sweet plums. I am certain that this land, though new to you, shall become a place of respite and tranquility. You and I call the same village home, so please, share with me whatever weighs on your mind. I am eager to hear your stories of home, and together we... So I have come to understand that the Kitsune Man actually largely represents the societal paradigmal shift of having to transition into a new life and to mature and to abandon and forfeit your childhood and forfeit your youth and, you know, assume that of a status of, again, a matriarch. So it's the embodiment of societal pressures and social stigma surrounding, like, what a woman is supposed to be and, like, what a woman is supposed to amount to and, like, how they are to behaviorally perform. So that's pretty cool. And again, I think it's very, very neat that, like, they've developed a Silent Hill title that's very, like, culturally enriched and, like, so entwined. I think that's very neat for a motif. And, like, a lot of people say it's not really relative to Silent Hill, and I say otherwise. I think expressionably it makes a lot of sense to dissect cultural expectations and norms and standards, and to develop a game in a way where it actually, like, gives people an impression of what, like, Japanese prefrontal standards and expectations are supposed to be. And granted, this game is set many, many, many years in the past. It makes sense. Like, this is set during, like, I think it's either 1860s or 1960s Japan. Oh shit, I should have read that. I gotta stop fucking spamming buttons through things. I'm too used to playing Elden Ring. That's the way I avoid enemies. I just mash circle like an absolute prick, so just used to that. There's another one. That's not very fair. I'm stuck in the corner of the box. I cannot dodge that. That's kind of trash. I'll give it. You don't deserve it. Gotta get away. Trash enemy. I like how they set that up so you get ambushed between two of them. That's really phenomenal work right there. Oh, I have to get the medallion from here before I leave. I'm assuming the medallion doesn't change locations. No, it does not. Cool. Couldn't take some pocket candy for a pick-me-up. Couldn't pocket a few gummy bears. Maybe a couple fruit chews. Just to give us a little bit of an advantage against the demonic hordes of the damned. I guess not. Okay. Nice dodge. I didn't react to that as fast as I should, but apparently my response time cool. Get spooky bitch down. Give me that. Need my kudzu seal. Let's go offer up what we have on offer. Except our bandages. We'll preserve our bandages. Probably gonna need them. So White Rabbit, this thing has to be transitioned to green if I remember correctly. I think I've done this so many times over by now that I know exactly how it works for the most part. And we'll click this one up to the Triforce. See, we've already been back there with the scary knife bitch, and we picked up the medkit, and we went into that sealed room from before that we couldn't access. This way is open, so let's go over here first. Just gonna check down these corridors and passageways, make sure there's no enemies, make sure there's no ambushes, no special surprises. Yeah. I did that. Obviously, this bitch is gonna make an appearance at some point, probably when I was on the toilet or like reading a magazine or something. Because these games love jump scares. Don't get me wrong, usually I don't get startled by jump scares, but this game has gotten me on like 2 separate occasions, I think. So fair play to it. I chalk it up mainly to the atmosphere, rather than like the jump scare itself. Rinko's room. Wonder what changes they've made to Rinko's room. Probably more enemy additions, if I had to guess. there's more enemy additions, I'm probably just gonna bounce out of the room, because all you have to do is pick up the crest from within here and leave, so if all I have to do is grab the crest, I'd rather do that and just get out of here really fast. Then lose a bunch of health and lose a bunch of items trying to combat enemies that I don't have to fight. Oh, you know what? I'm realizing that as you turn the dolls, like, the room is becoming more and more fucked up. That's interesting. Rinko's secret journal. I wish I could live in a world where it's just you and me, but I don't mean that I want the rest of the town to disappear. The handwriting turns erratic and distorted. No, what I truly want is a world where that nasty little cockroach named Hinako, who's always crawling around Shu, is gone. Don't care how it happens. She can die in an accident or of some rare disease. Hell, she can just move to some far-off country for all I care. I just want her gone, forever. Won't any of the gods answer my prayers? Why does this bitch hate me so much? Is Shu's cock really all that good? Goddamn, bitch. You're in middle school. Calm down, man. You have job prospects and fucking college to think about. She's too busy dreaming of another world that starts with C, it would appear. Oh yeah, there was an enemy on the floor. Did you see it? I just got hung up on it. I almost tripped over it, actually. And then as soon as we pick this up... Yep, there they are. There they come. Go through the door, little Miss Hinako. Thanks. I keep calling her that because I'm trying to think of, like, Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah, thank God they gave us the fox arm this early. That makes this segment a hell of a lot easier, if I'm being honest. Still got plenty of inventory spaces. Phenomenal. Okay, so now we have to maintain the same configuration with the machines, and then we have to go up this passage instead of going to the right where we went before. I hear a not so friendly. Wow. Did you see that? I dodged her and I got caught up on the wall, but she still missed. That's crazy. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful. I'm glad she didn't smack me in the face, but still. That was kind of fucked. Got an Anari sushi. Fantastic. Okay, so we can transition the thing to green, and I think that's what we want to do, because it was on rabbit before. Oh no, we're transitioning from green to rabbit, that's right. Bandage? Don't mind if I do. Could be an EMT. But not for you. Be an EMT for me. No, that was the passage that leads back to the main hall. We want to go through the red triangle door, do we not? Yes, because this goes to the classroom. Okay, so this was the door that was locked to us before. Yeah, that's settled on White Rabbit. Okay. And this is the classroom portion. Okay. And this is Rinko's desk once again, right? I've wasted years of my life at school carefully putting on the good girl act, pretending I was perfect in every single way, basking in my own sense of superiority. Back then, I sincerely believed I was better than everyone else, but things are different now. I can see how I've been looking down on others just to falsely raise myself. I can't help but wonder, though, has everyone else seen through my act this whole time? Hinako, Sakuko, even Shu. Maybe they've always seen through me, straight to my rotten core. Maybe all this time they were only pretending to be my friends. The handwriting is seething with unfettered hatred. But I'm not the one at fault. It's all because of that awful Hinako. If only you were gone, then I wouldn't be feeling like this. Yes, sure, blame me for your imperfections instead of seeking counseling. I mean, I'm pretty cool. I got demonic fox powers, so I can't have any imperfections about myself. It's gotta be something wrong with you. I'm pretty based. There's a dead frog in there. Oh, hello. You guys are new. I think I like that a little bit better than the knife bitches, because you usually just get slammed by knife bitches when you pick that crest up. Okay, yeah, this segment was incredibly easy. You know, for how many times I've replayed this, it's almost laughable to me how I got, like, so freaking lost in here the first time I played this. This segment took me like an hour or something to get through, I think. Now I can just do it in like 3 minutes. I feel like that's pretty standard for me, though. Not all that surprised. You were off in dreamland, but I helped you countless times. Coming from the girl that can't stop thinking about boy dick. I mean, thing. You got bigger problems. You got bigger fish to fry. I mean flesh to fry. I mean shit. My bad. I shouldn't be joking about the murder of young girls in lava. I feel like that dude at Pankot Palace, where he's like sacrificing people to the Kalima god. I played with his heart while you're dreaming of playing with another organ of his. We're not too different, you and I. Enjoy your lava bath, Anakin. Hopefully you don't come back as fucking Rinko Vader. Although she does, doesn't she? Because we have to fight her as a boss later. It's okay, your suffering now will lead to super cool powers in the future.